back to Filmora for Beginners Basic, and for this lesson I'm going to go ahead and teach you about video editing utilities and how you can edit your videos using those utilities. So let us go ahead and get started. So I have opened up a new project over here. Then I'm going to go to import media, and I'm going to import the medias or videos over here. And I'm just going to import a video inside, and then I'm going to go ahead and trim it to about 10 seconds. Fit to screen and make it 10 seconds exactly. Then underneath video over here, just like what you did with color, underneath video over here you have several forms of utilities. You have basic, where you have transform, compositing, background, auto enhance, drop shadow. You have mask, AI tools, and animation, and I'm going to go through everything as we go. So let's say I go to like 2.5 seconds, 2 and 12 seconds over here, and I'm just going to go ahead and like do a split, and I'm going to go ahead and make my video into like 4 segments and teach you how to work with like video editing utilities in the Filmora as we did with color. I'm going to organize everything, and I'm going to place everything in separate layers. And in basic over here you have transform, compositing, background, auto enhance, and drop shadow. And I'll show you what each of things can do. But before that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy this video and paste it. Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V and paste it over here. Now, why I created 2 video layers over here is because I would want to show you what background does. So if I were to like tell it to you now, if you were to enable background while selecting a video clip, that video will be selected as a background for your clip instead of like a black background. And here in the underneath transform, you have various forms of tools. You can scale your clip size. You can change the position of your clip, and you can rotate it as well. You also have flips, so you can flip it horizontally, vertically, or rotate it anti-clockwise or like clockwise as well, 90 degrees. And as you can see, I've changed the scale, and you can also manually change the scale like this, as I'm doing with my mouse over here and selecting and dragging. So let's say you want to make a cinematic view of your video clip, which you will see in a lot of videos like widescreen, right? So you can just go ahead and change the Y value and lower it down. I'll keep it at 70 over here, but as you can see, 70 is too much, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it at 80. Let's keep it at 85. That looks okay. And you can also link the X and Y plane, so that once you like change X, the Y will change as well, and it will uniformly change. And this is the position, as you can see. And I'm going to keep everything at 0 to like make it centered. And as you can see, these are the flips, and you can also rotate anti-clockwise and clockwise alike 90 degrees. And that is the uniform link, which I mentioned before. And that's basically it for the transform utility over here. So let me go ahead and show you what the background does. I'm going to re-enable this video, and if I were to enable this background, if I were to move this, as you can see, even if I were to move my video clip over here, the video clip will be set as a background. And as you can see, that's the background, and the background will be a bit blurred out. So now continuing onwards, here we have the like compositing the background, the color as well, where we can like change the color for the background. And as you can see, I can go ahead and change and the background has been set over here. So that's just a background. And you can also like have it a type, like blur type of background. You can have a color as a solid color or a pattern. You can give it like basic blur, directional blur, grainy blur, color blur, or a radial blur. and each and every single one has their own effects, and you can also change the amount of blur or the level of blur for each and every background type blur as well. So the auto enhance will automatically enhances and adjusts the colors and all the other variables inside your video. Then we have the drop shadow. If we were to use the drop shadow, as you can see, I've turned on the background. The background is there. Now I have cropped not cropped, resized or rescaled using the transform utility for my video over here, and decrease the Y values. Then after that, I have used the drop shadow. And as you can see, you have different types of drop shadow here. Defaults of tilted, projection. You can also change the angle, the color, the distance, the blur amount, and the opacity of the shadow as well. And you will find similar kind of this effects in a few filters in Instagram, Facebook, Messenger as well. The one effects that you can like go ahead and search through for the adding story functionality on the social media platforms, like on Instagram Reels and like camera. Like once you try to give in effects, there are some effects which has this kind of effects. So what they basically do is they upload an image, and the image acts as a background. A slight blur is added to it, and the image is rescaled in the center without like losing its resolution. So that is how a lot of effects are used. But you can do that as well for videos, but here in Filmora, or have a similar kind of effect here in Filmora. Soft, you have tilted, you have projection as well. I'm going to go with default. I'm going to change the angle a bit. Just put this angle. I'll just make the angle in such a way so that the shadows is seen on the top side and on the bottom side as well. And I'm going to change the color of the shadow. So I'm going to keep it as black for now. I can also increase or decrease the distance, as you can see. So I do not want any distance to it, so that the entire shadow like acts like a frame towards my video for both the top and the bottom side of the video. And you can also go ahead and increase the blur, or I can basically make my shadow much more sharper or much more blurrier or fuzzier. And I can increase the opacity to make the shadow much more visible. So that's it for the basic video utilities. So underneath compositing over here, you have blend mode. So this basically changes how your video blends in. So if you were to select this video clip and change the compositing, now if you have like several layers of objects, utilities, or any kind of graphics throughout this entire project, like like which ranges for the first like 5 seconds or so. And if you were to change how it looks like, or the first 2.5 seconds for this clip, let's say I have a lot of intros and a lot of other text going up, this compositing will affect this video in such a way so that it interacts with the other layers as well. It's basically the blending mode and how it blends in with other layers. So you can have, as you can see, if I were to reduce down the opacity when the blend mode is normal, it will go ahead and make the video transparent. And the other blend mode options are there as well. As you can see, I'm increasing and decreasing the opacity. And you can have different kinds of blend options. So you have darken, and as you can see, it affects the video. There's multiply, there's color burn, there's linear burn. Now, as I've set this video as a background as well, it's the blend mode is working with the background, and you can see that the background is affecting how this video clip is being displayed due to the differentiation in the blend mode or the compositing. So if I were to remove the background and change the blend mode, as you can see, there's not much change into it. But if you were to have different forms of layers of video clips below this layer, then it's going to change. it will not affect any layers of objects on top of this video clip. I'm going to go ahead and remove the compositing and underneath transform over here. I'm going to unlink the Y plane and I'm going to go ahead and increase it. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the compositing as well. As you can see, nothing's happening over here. So if I were to change my background and move the video clip, as you can see, the blend mode is, now you can see the blend mode and how it is affecting the entire clip. So these are like several, you have lighten, you have linear burn, darker shades of like blends, you have lighter shades of blends. Then you have a screen type of effects, it screens in, you have color dodge. And lighten, I'm just going to keep it as lighten because it makes it look much more neat and clean. So I'm going to go ahead and select the clip range and I'm going to render it so that when I play it, it plays without any kind of lag. As you can see the difference between the two with the blend mode and with the blend mode off. Now I'm going to go for masking over here. Now masking is normally done to have several forms of videos play with each other underneath the same segment, time segment or timeline, even though they are on different layers. So masking helps with that. So I'm going to show you. First I'm going to go ahead and create something or do something with the masking, and then I'm going to go ahead and explain to you what I basically did and how masking works. I'm going to add a clip in and trim it down. I've added a clip to here and I'm going to go ahead and select my second layer, video 2 layer, video clip, and I'm going to go ahead and select a mask over here. And once I've selected a mask form over here, now these are the shapes. You have the pen tool where you can go ahead and mask specific areas, which I'll show you later on. Then I have selected just a line over here. And as you can see, once I selected that and selected the clip, my transform tool popped up over here. But I clicked on the wrong clip. Now, as you can see, this is a mask. Now, if I were to use the keyframe panel and change it, I can have like a smooth slide transition. And I can also have a blur strength to feather the border in. As you can see, this is the feather. And you can also rotate it to however you want. I'm going to keep it at -180 over here. And you can also have invert mask as well. And I can move around my masking tool over here. And you can also manually adjust the sliders to adjust the values as well from the video clip. I'm going to keep it like that and have a keyframe over here. Let me go to the beginning, select the video clip, and then add the keyframe in for my transform tool mask. And then I'm going to add a keyframe over here. At the end, I'm going to go ahead and so around 3.5 seconds, which I've decided, I'm going to go ahead and move this right at the end over here. If you're unable to find the sliders or the handles on your video, you can go ahead and change the values manually through the video and through the mask underneath the video. Now I have applied the keyframes, and now I'm going to go ahead and play it so that you can see how you can use this masking tool or the masking utility to have a unique effect to your video. You can also use this like a transition as well. As you can see, the masking made it so we have masked and had a transition through the clip. So continuing onwards, as you can see, there are various forms. You have the pen tool, you have rectangle tool, ellipse tool, and 2 parallel line tools. And you can go ahead and I'll go ahead and first render this clip after selecting this so that it plays smoothly. As you can see, with the feathered effect, it has a blurry type of sliding transition type over here. You can have masking. You can use masking to go through a lot of filters or layers. Now you'll find a lot of TikTok videos, right? Transitions and stuff. You can go ahead and put your, let's say, various clips over here, match them with the audio, and do like transitions or transition effects with the masking over here if you want to. So that's also an option. Now if I were to go ahead and use the pen tool over here, I can go ahead and add a mask over here. Now there's nothing in the background, hence the background is black over here. But if I were to go ahead and add a clip, so I'm just going to go ahead and first adjust this like this so that you can see. You can also feather it out as well. You can adjust the blur strength as well. So let me so to further explain, I can copy this video layer, paste this right at the background, or have a background, or set a background for this video. And for the specific mask layer over here, I can add a filter to it. Okay, so I can add a filter on this mask and I can have a specific effect to it. So I'm going to go to FX over here and set a filter. So I'm just going to go to FX over here and set a filter to it so that you can see. So if I were to go ahead and add a filter on top over here with the masking, it's going to be affecting only the masked layer. I'm just going to go ahead and download the filter right now. Then I'm just going to go ahead. And as you can see, the filter has been affected. And I can just drag and drop the effect right on the video over here. And underneath FX over here, you can see the light leak effect, which I've just put over here. And as you can see, I played it from the beginning of this clip. The light leak effect has been placed on this video. Now I'll just undo everything and place a copy version right below, and then I'm just going to disable this clip and go to mask over here. Then I'm going to go to select the pen tool. I'm just going to undo the masking first, then copy it and paste it right there. Disable this clip, add a pen tool, clip masking clip over here, or masking area over here. There you go. Once that is done, we just tilt it a bit so that it looks good. Let's go for exposure. So it's going to go ahead and apply it on this as you go. Then I'm going to add a blur amount to it. Then I'm going to re-enable this. And as you can see, that effect is now being placed on the vehicle which I have selected the mask on. Now there are a lot of ways that you can use this masking effect or masking utility like this. Like for example, let's say a video clip where you have an actress. Let's say you are into filmmaking. You have an actors, which these are actually done in real life industries. So you have an actress. They're shooting for a scene. Everything's good. The background looks crisp, clear. Everything's in HD. Everything's fine, except for the fact that the lighting on the face of the characters is a bit low. So for each frames, you can go ahead and use the mask, use the keyframes, and move the keyframes or the areas of the masking layer according to going around the face, that is, or circling around the face. And you can have filters, effects, or use the color tool or color utilities to change how the color looks like on their faces. So that is also another way that you can go ahead and use. As you can see, the effect is still here in the masking over here. I'm going to go ahead and render everything, and at the end over here, we're going to go to animation. So I can add a fade in animation to it. As you can see, it adds some keyframes in. It fades in. I'll just move it in so that it plays a bit more faster, fading in. You can also create these animations customly just by going to the video basic, and underneath the blend mode or the compositing, you can just decrease down the opacity, adding it a keyframe, and increasing the opacity as it comes in when playing in the timeline. So you can also manually like create that type of like a fading in animation or fading out animation. But these are some automatic presets animations over here. Then you have preset motions legacy, where you will have a lot more other tools and other utilities of choices that you can go ahead use from. You have various. So I'm going to go ahead and add the boom over here. And as you can see, that has been affected. So I have applied it, and as you can see, that effect places on there. So that'll be all for like this lesson on video and its utilities. Underneath AI tools, you can generate like other stuff as well. Like AI tools are completely like controlled by AI. You can just give in the commands for the AI and you can just generate. It's all about the prompts and how clearly you can make the AI understand the prompts. That is. So that'll be all for this lesson, and I'll be ending this lesson here, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.